Vice-Chancellor, fellow council members and staff of the University, graduands, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. It is customary for the University and its guests to gather as a body for the purpose of conferring academic awards on its graduates. To members of a university, a ceremony for conferring awards is a particularly important and happy occasion in the university year. To all of you, I extend a warm welcome. To graduates, I offer congratulations and best wishes. Today we have gathered in order that awards may be conferred on those who have satisfied the Council of the University that they have met the requirements for admission to awards undertaken in the University's faculties. The University's mission commits it to the provision of quality education, research training and service in partnership with industry, commerce and the community, regionally, nationally and internationally. The University is also committed to the continuous improvement of all that it does. A few examples will show you the sorts of things that we have achieved in this institution. We stand 9th in the league table for research funds, reflecting our reputation in Australia for excellence in research. Another measure of the University's achievement in this area was the award this year of 2 special research centres out of a total of only 8 in New South Wales. Both centres were for engineering. We also have the Indigenous Research Centre, which is one of only 5 in Australia. It's the only one on the East Coast, and it looks after the welfare and the research of our Indigenous people. We have 26 Indigenous graduates of medicine out of a total of only 52 for the whole of Australia, which is another notable achievement. So we are a great university, although still a young one. Education today is about the acquisition of lifelong learning skills. I believe that the awards to be conferred upon our graduates today will qualify them to make significant contributions in the local, national and, in the case of some, international community. Lastly, I take this opportunity to remind those receiving their testaments today that as graduates and diplomats of the University, you automatically become members of Convocation. You thus join some 45,000 other graduates and have an opportunity through elected representatives to become involved in the governance of the University. Through Convocation, you will also be kept informed of the activities and developments at the University. You can stay in touch for as long as you like. By the authority conferred upon me by the Council, I will now formally confer academic awards. Will all candidates for admission to degrees and other awards please stand? In the name of the Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I confer the awards specified in the program on all those graduates and diplomats who are present today and in absentia on those unable to be present. I now call on the Dean of the Faculty of Education to present graduates from that faculty.
Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Art. Matthew Boys. Craig Carroll. Tracy Graham. Tiffany Mitchell. Deborah Wenatong. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Art with Honours Class 2, Division 2, Carla Adams. Rachel Austin. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Design and Technology, Andrew Blackwell. Monique Bowen. Michelle Burnell. Peter Cook. Lisa Cutting. Sam Dixon. Deborah Glover. Benjamin Hall. Rachel Josby. Rochelle Lynham. Michael Merchant. Jane Mulhern. Tracy Nicholson. Emmylou Pellez. Edward Princick. Paul Rose. Diane Smart. Elizabeth Smith. Michael Sporer. Nigel White. Chancellor, I present to you a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Design and Technology with Honours Class 2, Division 2, Mark Kelly. Chancellor, I present to a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Design and Technology with Honours Class 2, Division 1, Fiona Northam. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Early Childhood Education, Lee Apps. Janine Brodick. Susan Buckley. Cherie Burden. Martin Cook. Elizabeth Corteville Smith. Louise Costigan. Tracy Dean. Amanda Grimmond. Kylie Irvine. Mary Kemp. Jacqueline Lumsden. Wendy March. Alison Myers. Renee Morris. Vicky Noon. Kim Page. Rebecca Porteous. Jane Purdy. Kim Rees. Rachel Rodriguez. Cherie Snellgrove. Melinda Williams. Linda Wooden. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Early Childhood Education with honours Class 2, Division 2, Tia Butterworth. Megan Collison. Tanya Edwards. Melanie Enks. Melinda Hewson. Lara Harrison. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Early Childhood Education with honours Class 2 Division 1, Cassandra Coots. Diane Ind. Nicole Osland. Michelle Palmer. Monica Tyndall. Nicole Wotherspoon Brown. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Early Childhood Education with honours Class 1, Suzanne Granger. Susan Oldham. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of English and History, Emma Harris. Elena Hay. Teresa Lewis. Wayne McGilvery. Angela McKay. Janine Morton. Naomi Moss. Damien Purins. Deborah Russell. Wendy Smith. Elizabeth Stone. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of English and History with honours Class 2 Division 1, Claudette Morton. Michael Nelson. Glenn Watson. Chancellor, I present to you a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of English and History with honours Class 1, Callie James. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Languages and Asian Studies, Katrina Davey. Suzanne Harrison. Belinda Lang. John Mathis. Louise Thomas. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Languages and Asian Studies with Honours Class 2, Division 2, Genevieve Chivers. Michelle Jones. Tracy Morunga. Chancellor, I present to you a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Languages and Asian Studies with Honours Class 2, Division 1, Janet Martinez. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Mathematics, Brian Ferguson. Bradley German. Bradley Humbles. Alice Levick. Cheryl Ptolemy. Kylie Reed. Sharon Smith. Susan Wales. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Mathematics with Honours Class 2, Division 2, David Brown. Jason Collins. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Music, Melissa Allwood. Sharon Corbin. Samantha Drury. Emily Heads. Nicole McInerney. David Power. Fleur Taylor. Chancellor, I present to you a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Music with Honours Class 2, Division 2, Paula Steele. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Physical and Health Education, Martin Armstrong. Nathan Beckett. Blake Berselli. Chantal Burns. Angela Dumigan. Shelley Engel. Brett Fleeting. Nathan Freeman. Craig Green. Jared Greenwood. Sophie Griffiths. Christine Halliburton. Robin Harrison. Gareth Horgood. Belinda Heggie. Michael Hickling. Brad McGrath. David Pitfield. Graham Thompson. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Physical and Health Education with Honours Class 2, Division 2, Alyssa Murphy. Joel Pembroke. Lee Taylor. Nicole Wheatley. Julie Young. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Physical and Health Education with Honours Class 2, Division 1, Melissa Bransgrove. Craig Burns. Gregory Chambers. Chancellor, a university medal may be awarded to any graduand who has achieved first-class honours, or where the degree to be conferred on the graduand has ungraded honours, has achieved honours and has displayed outstanding ability. In assessing ability, the graduand's record throughout the degree course is taken into account with particular regard paid to achievement in the final year of that course. Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting Philip James Morgan for the award of the Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Physical and Health Education with Class 1 honours and the University Medal. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Primary Education, Susan Barrett. Sonia Basili. Catherine Bone. Joanna Brunt. Amber Callagher. Sharon Carter. Michelle Collins. Donna Curtis. Belinda Davies. Janice Dawes. Kylie Doherty. Susan Edwards. Jenny Elkovich. Raylene Forbes. Katrina Goodworth. Christy Griffiths. Martina Guilfoyle. Darren Hornby Howe. Selena Jeffrey. Fiona Kent. Elise Knowles. Jennifer Leyburn. Graham Loney. Anne Ma. Michael Matthews. Anthony McIntosh. Marissa Mollicino. Sally Nelson. Lisa Nixon. Ian O'Brien. Anna Peters. Jodie Renshaw. Christina Roberts. Katie Rossington. Emma Rowe. Rebecca Smith. Sally Ann Stanbridge. Jodie Walsh. Jamie Welsh. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Primary Education with honours Class 2, Division 2, Peter Bailey. Lisa Fitzsimmons. Elizabeth Foley. Carl Freeman. Trudy Jeffries. Catherine Johnson. Kim MacDonald. Jennifer Mills. Lisa Perry. Carolyn Taylor. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Primary Education with honours Class 2, Division 1, Deanne Brown. Larissa Freeman. Catherine Gibbon. Russell McCool. Brett Pearson. Leanne Tucker. Antonia Virgiva. Claudine Watmuff. Janine Whitaker. Sarah Windier. Leanne Young. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Primary Education with Honours Class 1. Sarah Brentnell. Sarah Coles. Julianne Galbraith. Rochelle Harder. Fiona Lewis. Wan Wien. Kim Wiebe. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Science. Andrew Allport. Heath Barlin. Linda Daly. Jennifer Hall. Elizabeth Neal. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Science with Honours Class 2 Division 2, Lyanne Brown-Smith. Nicole Crawford. Jason Stewart. Andrea Varga. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Science with Honours Class 2 Division 1, John Barrett. Catherine O'Donnell. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Social Sciences. Kelly Berthold. Vanessa Dews. Marina Gio. Anthony Lamont. Katrina McMaster. Lindsay Nielsen. Ben Prinzhorn. Grant Ward. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Social Sciences with Honours Class 2, Division 2, Kelly Clark. Cameron Paff. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Social Sciences with Honours Class 2, Division 1, David Crawford. Christy Hoffman. Renee Rees. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Education in the specialisation of Social Sciences with Honours Class 1, Simone Ireland. Wendy Mulhern. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Education.
We will now have a musical interlude. Pianist Mr. John Collier will play Chopin's Etude Opus 10, numbers 1 and 4. Thank you very much, John Collier. I would now like to call on Dr. Ken Boston to deliver the occasional address. Dr. Boston is the Director General of School Education in New South Wales, who took up his post in January 1992, moving from his former position of Director General of Education in South Australia. He previously held several senior positions in the Victorian Public Service. Dr. Boston holds the degrees of Master of Arts and Doctor of Philosophy from the University of Melbourne and has worked as a teacher, lecturer and education administrator. He's a Fellow of the Australian College of Education, the Royal Geographical Society and a Fellow of the Australian Institute of Management. He served on a number of national bodies, including the Civics Expert Group, and was chair of the committees which prepared the National Goals for Schooling and the National Curriculum Statements and Profiles. He's a member of the Australian Council for Education Research, the Curriculum Corporation, the Australian International Education Foundation Council, and the Enterprise Education Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Dr. Ken Boston.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the University Council, members of the staff of the University, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. Today many of you are formally admitted into the profession of teaching, and others of you are experienced teachers who've completed further study to gain a degree. For all of you, it's another step in a career which you've dedicated to learning, your own learning and the learning of your students. It's a day for congratulations for your hard work and congratulations on your splendid achievement. It's a day of pride for yourselves, for your lecturers and for your families and friends. It's also a day, I guess, which leads to some reflection about the nature of the work you will do and about the world of schools, which, if they're not already, will become such a big part of your lives. These past 12 months in New South Wales have changed forever, I think, the way teachers see themselves and their colleagues. It has changed too the way society looks at teachers and teaching. The Royal Commission into Corruption in New South Wales, which began by investigating the police service, has ended with the teaching service, the Department of School Education, the Department of Community Services, Juvenile Justice and some other agencies. And what was disclosed in the Commission, in evidence to the Commission, about us was profoundly disturbing. Each case reported there, and they were widely reported in the media, caused amongst us, and I'm sure amongst you, anger, dismay and disbelief to us as members of the profession and as members of a community which entrusts its children to schools. I guess we'd become used almost to seeing police officers in courts for corrupt practices, but we are not used to the idea of having members of the teaching service presented to the public in this way. The Wood Royal Commission has forced us to face this reality, and we've lost, I think, to some degree, our innocence as a result of that commission. Evidence was heard that some of us had failed to report suspected improper conduct of a sexual nature by a teacher against students over a long period of time. Evidence was heard that the interests of a colleague or the reputation of the school or the department had been placed sometime above the interests of students. That the allegations, if properly reported, had sometimes been investigated quite inadequately. That some of us apparently believed that consent by the student to improper conduct with a teacher was a mitigating circumstance that lessened the offence. That some offenders have been allowed to resign rather than face charges and have been given satisfactory statements of service, allowing them to be employed elsewhere. And I think we learned that in some schools and in some parts of the administration, there has been a conspiracy of silence about this issue, which has amounted, in effect, to nothing less than cover-up. Now, the damage which has been done to student victims cannot now be undone, but it must never be allowed to happen again. And we as a profession must do now a number of things, some of which I am responsible for, some of which might best be done by universities, but much of it, of course, can only be done by you. We have put into your hands and into the hands of every other of our employees, our 66,000 employees, the revised child protection procedures which set out what must be done if you suspect a student is the victim of neglect or abuse, by outsiders, by their parents, or indeed inside the school. It's been made clear to all employees that we have a legal obligation, and have had it since 1987, that holds us personally responsible if we fail to report reasonable suspicions about child neglect or abuse. We know that we must act even if we are faced with the reluctance or resistance from a senior officer to act in a proper way. All employees know that when they act in the prescribed way, they will receive the full support of the department and indeed the law. The old practices, the provision of references, allowing people to resign instead of being prosecuted and so on, are banned. Now, in an organisation the size of the public school system of New South Wales, which has over 2,200 schools, it has 66,000 employees, it has 750,000 students. Daily, it is Australia's sixth largest city with about 850,000 people. In an organisation that size, the number of serious incidents involving child sexual abuse by staff is extremely low indeed. Most sexual abuse and most improper conduct occurs in the home. But I don't make the point that it is low as an excuse. Even one incident is intolerable. It's just, I believe, important that we cannot allow a public perception to grow that children are not safe at schools and not safe in the hands of teachers. And yet that is the message, I think, which is being left in the mind of the public following much of the media reporting of the Royal Commission evidence. What we're confronted with as a profession, I believe, arising all out of this and looking to the future, is the whole issue of the ethics of teaching. And what I'm talking about when I speak of teacher ethics is a much wider subject simply than inappropriate behaviour of a sexual nature between staff members and students. Ethical behaviour in schools is not different from any other kind of ethical behaviour. Professional ethics, teaching professional ethics, are not different from, but are subsets of, a universal code of ethics. But what makes ethical matters for teachers so important is the congruence of two things, and they are, firstly, that teaching is compulsory, and secondly, that as a teacher you have immense power and students have little or none, and that power can corrupt. Because schooling is compulsory, parents are forced by the state to hand over the children to our profession. Parents have taught their children to distrust strangers. Parents are usually quite scrupulous about whom the child is entrusted to. They hand over to the school a child in the assumption that the child will be safe, and they're quite right to do so. Schools are still by far the safest place for children to be, and for too many children, they are in fact safer in school than they are in their own homes. We as a profession, however, must now act quickly to strengthen our commitment in the eyes of the public to the safety of children. That's absolutely critical in the short term as an urgent priority. Most ethical dilemmas, which of course will bedevil you as a teacher, are most unlikely to have anything much to do with inappropriate sexual behaviour between a student and a teacher. That is rare. If you do encounter that, you'll have very clear instructions about how to deal with it. The dilemmas you will most likely face, and far more commonly face, have to do with the inappropriate exercise of a teacher's power over a student. And most of you, even those of you who have been in schools for only a short time, may have observed a colleague behaving in what you believe to be, innately, an unacceptable or unfair way of dealing with kids, treating students unfairly or cruelly, perhaps making their mistakes a matter of mirth in the staff room, perhaps by discussing them in a derogatory context beyond the school. Most teachers are reluctant to say or do anything if they find such behaviour unacceptable because it seems minor. There's a culture which holds amongst us that breaking loyalty with a colleague is worse than breaking faith with a student. In fact, some of us would not see anything wrong with some such behaviours. Issues like that are often subtle and difficult. They cause conflict and heartache, but they're ethical dilemmas. And I believe firmly that the time has come for false notions of collegial loyalty, which have got us into so much strife in the past, to give way. I also believe that the time has come for universities to assist teachers far more to develop a code of ethical behaviour. There are unfortunately few pre-service or post-service courses which explicitly and in a very substantial way work through the ethics of teaching practically and systematically. Most of us learned our professional ethics on the job. I certainly did. And in any profession where that's the case, the prevailing culture is almost impossible to change. There's a strong case for the teaching of ethics substantially, and the examination of ethical dilemmas to be undertaken as a compulsory element of pre-service teacher education programs. Tony Fitzgerald, QC, reporting on his inquiry in Queensland, makes a salient point which holds true for us, although it is made in relation to the police. He says, ethical education must play a role in the long-term solution to problems. Such education would help individuals to find the correct balance between competing considerations and should help groups of employees to establish a supportive atmosphere within which unethical behaviour would be harder to flourish. What ethical education can do, as Noel Preston says, is provide students with an opportunity to anticipate moral dilemmas as they may confront in practice, and thus develop a framework of moral understanding so that they might make more intentional and self-conscious ethical decisions in their professional and private lives. Sometimes, it's quite clear to me, we as teachers don't even recognise an ethical dilemma when it presents itself to us. Young teachers, I think, need an opportunity to discuss the pros and cons of ethical situations, ethical dilemmas, realistically, usefully, and not in the abstract, not remote from the workplace. They need to be confident that a particular course of action is ethical and will be seen as ethical. I know, of course, as a lapsed academic, that there are calls everywhere for the curriculum of teacher education courses to include new things, and that means deleting other things. But frankly, we simply cannot resist for any longer in this community a serious examination of what ethical practice is in our profession, and that examination must arise out of teaching and research and study within universities. You have chosen a great profession. It will give you an immensely rewarding career. You've chosen a profession that will affect the lives of all of those you teach. You have chosen a profession which you will enjoy immensely and which will bring you very great personal and professional rewards. A worthy and a noble profession of which you should be proud. Congratulations on your choice, congratulations on your awards today, and my very best wishes to all of you for your future.
Thank you, Dr. Ken Boston, for that address, a very sober address, I might say. But I think we all agree with you that the teacher has a great responsibility, and we must pay attention to the ethical performance of those duties, but it is a noble profession, and we all join with you in wishing all of our graduates this afternoon good luck in that profession. I now have great pleasure in inviting Mr. Philip Morgan to speak on behalf of the graduates.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the University Council and staff of the University, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. I've actually got a bit of a problem with Forrest Gump. Forrest stated, or at least his mother stated, that life was very similar to that of a box of chocolates. And without, excuse me for not putting on the accent, you never quite know what you're going to get. And I disagree with him by saying that, as we all know, and Forrest was a challenged person, open up a box of chocolates, there's a picture there, there's the name and flavour of the chocolate, and it becomes really quite easy to pick out which one you want. So I think if Forrest had the hindsight, he probably would have chosen a more appropriate analogy for life, and I'd like to help him out and say, I think a better one might be the old push bike, or the treadly, or whatever you want to call it. And seeing we're all here graduating today, I think that the push bike can even be related to our 4 years at uni. And by that I mean, the main statement, I'm trying to get to some sort of point here, is that not much really happens unless you do some pedalling. So allow me to continue briefly, you'll get to the nexus soon. Some arrive at uni on that first day with a better bike than the other person, all right, whether that's through good fortune or hard luck. Others actually turned up riding tandem with another person and continue that way through for the 4 years. Some were a bit challenged at the start and turned up on a scooter. You know, and unfortunately some of those aren't with us today and may have dropped out. Or I know of some close friends to me who continued through on that scooter and made it through even though there was a few hills and whatnot. There are also some who found the transition from year 12. We did have the training wheels and they came off. They found that a bit difficult. So this connection with the bike and travelling, as I'm sure you're understanding, is what I think Forrest should have used in the movie. Continuing, the reason I'm talking about all this bike and ride and exercise is not just because of my PE background, nor is it because I'm trying to re-emphasise or attempt to introduce the importance of regular exercise and accompanied with a balanced diet to help reduce the incidence of cardiovascular disease, which is one of the biggest killers in Australia today. and is the major causer of mortality in the industrialised world. Although that could be the reason, because it is Happy Heart Day, and for $2 or $5 you can buy a figurine or a badge. But the reason I'm making this connection is that regardless of what type of bike you had or how you chose to, whether you even borrowed one from the person the year above, regardless of that, it may have happened. Regardless of that, everyone here has completed a journey. You've crossed the finish line intact, and this is a day where you are awarded for that. And for mine, as Phil Jackson, the coach of the all-conquering Chicago Bulls, are moving towards their fifth finals win, said that the journey is the reward. And I think that's very important, because today we've received our reward, but it's the learnings and the memories and the dedication, the hard work, the discipline, the time, the sacrifice and the effort. All of those things are yours, and the HECS debt, and none of them can be taken away from you. It's actually also quite daunting just at the moment, not because I'm speaking to a bigger group of people, but I've actually been working the casual scene recently, and it's actually fairly uncomfortable for someone to be sort of listening and looking towards me and paying attention. So if I could just say before I continue, if you if you do feel the need to yawn or pea shoot, maybe give the person in front of you a wet willy, put your hand up and ask me why you have to be here, and this is boring, it's irrelevant, and we don't really have to listen to you. That'll make me feel more comfortable. I wouldn't really mind that. May 9, 1997, 2:30 is going to mean different things to different people. And that's why it's quite an ominous task for me to stand here on behalf of the graduates and try and sum up how everyone's feeling or how they've felt over the 4 years. Although I think there is a common thread or some common grounds whereby we all came into uni with a goal of learning as much as we can and becoming lifelong learners. So I think we had a common goal. When I was thinking about it, and forgive me for not setting up the overhead, I feel more comfortable with one of them, I picture it as two continuums. If you could just imagine the first continuum, at one hand we have enjoyment, thorough enjoyment was your 4 year uni. Perhaps at the other end, you weren't so convinced that it was that enjoyable. The second continuum I had was a lot of hard work and sacrifice, and was total commitment to uni. Again, up the other end, where maybe you had other things, there's a lot of casual work and family and friends that maybe you didn't have quite that same commitment. So what I'm suggesting is that everyone here lies somewhere on those continuums. You either enjoyed it and worked really hard, you enjoyed it, or it didn't work as hard. You either found that it wasn't so convincingly enjoyable and you worked hard still, or you weren't convincingly enjoyable and it was easy streets. So that's basically sums up everyone, and you can find it hard why I can say this is a great opportunity for us to receive our award in front of those closest to us. It also is hard for me to speak on behalf of everyone, so if you could just understand me there. Everybody here today is special. And if I could just talk about the graduating students today, if they're not sure why they are special, and if they want to check with their parents later, I'm sure they'll help them as well. But I can help you by saying that there has been one significant change at the university this year that I feel you have a reason to feel special. And that change is, if you haven't noticed, there has been an increase in the price of the pasta from the cafeteria from $1.75 to $1.85. Now, for those who are unsure of this, at the cafeteria there is a self-serve section where you can help yourself to the pasta, and that's been like a lifeline for me for 4 years. What actually happens though, there has been a loss of profit, I think, experienced by the uni, because rumour has it there's been a lot of people seen to, once they put in, like they get it, I usually get a piece of lasagna because it's nice and stable on bottom. Then when I put the tricolour spirals on top and the sauce, it's been seen that people really overdo it. So just as a rule of thumb, or maybe a little handy hint, when you go to those in future, all right, once you put the tricolour spirals on, once that first bit of sauce drops on the floor, you're not going to fit a great deal more in it. Okay, so I've seen those that have a 3 after that, I think. But anyway, 4.5 years ago, I'm sure there was, again, mixed feelings to what the next 4 years may bring, and I guess it's pretty amazing if you tried to fast forward and think what you'd be doing sitting there right now. The confusion, the worry, the excitement, the anticipation, the trepidation, the nerves, the worry, the trepidation, have I said that? All those sorts of feelings. The thing about them is we've got some people here today that have secured full-time teaching positions. We've got some that are working in the casual scene and and start to worry around 7:15 every morning when you hear that phone ring. You don't know where you're going to be. We've got some that maybe don't think they have the drive to be teachers. We've got some that have moved on to bigger and better things, and those that are waiting to move on to those bigger and better things. We've got some from the casual scene that probably don't think they have the drive to be a teacher. We've got some from the casual scene who think they want to be full-time teachers. From the full-time teacher who think they want to be casual or think they have got the drive to be teachers. So you can see there's this interconglomeration, I think that's a word, of feelings within everyone just sitting in these first 10 or so rows. I won't keep you too much longer, I know it's been a long time. If I could just now say that although we've physically come up here and received our award, I'm sure sitting back there in the stands and up on the stage, there's people that feel that a part of them has graduated too today, that they've reached some sort of milestone, having experienced the highs and lows along with us in some way, shape or form. So I'd just like to take this opportunity, if you please, on behalf of the graduating students, to thank the parents, the relatives, the close friends, other family members, the academic staff that you've been with for the 4 years, for all your support, advice, encouragement and enthusiasm over the years. Could I just briefly pop that? I'm actually sure there's some parents out there that think they probably know a bit too much about the independent study than they thought they would have liked to have known. Where words such as literature review or methodology are second nature to them now. They've always been there for you. I'm sure you've had someone that has been the shoulder to cry on. They've been the ears to listen to your problems. They've been the mouth to offer advice. They've been the eyes to read and edit your work. They've been the hand to give the backhander to get the thing finished. They've been the foot to give the kick up the... Another group of people that worthy of mention are the staff and lecturers, and I'm sure you've done that at your farewell functions. Each year they sit probably in the Great Hall, and whether they rub their hands together or wipe some sweat from the brow, or whether they also feel a sense of pride and relief that another graduating body has moved through. We thank you also and hope you're blessed with a similar group in, next year. So thank you to the lecturers. O.W. Holmes once stated, "The greatest thing in the world is not where we are, but in what direction we are moving." The greatest thing in the world is not where we are, but in what direction we are moving. And I think if that can be taken by people who are potential to be teachers or are teachers, and use that as a bit of a basis for your attitude, I think we'll go a long way to increasing the credibility and moving teaching towards what we want as a professionalism. And I'm sure the University of Newcastle is unique, offering programs such as the internship, which has given us a good foundation to move on to bigger and better things and aspire to have a very successful career. Similarly, Martin Luther King Jr. Stated that if a person is called to be a street sweeper, they should sweep streets, try and say that in a hurry, even as Michelangelo painted, or Shakespeare wrote poetry, or Beethoven composed music, or Jordan performed fadeaway jump shots. They should sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth stop and pause to say, "There lived a great street sweeper who did their job well." So I think, do you want me to say that again? Did you? Great, so it doesn't matter what you do, you should, okay. Finally, coming up, I've been told I'm off at 4. There's a few things I guess I could summarise that I think is fairly common for everyone here as to what they've learnt at university over the 4 years. Things such as enthusiasm is caught, not taught. Things such as the important thing at uni was to decide what was important and disregard everything else. Things such as encouraging students to learn depends less on where you go, but on who you are. And finally, if I could just include everyone in this last statement for life. If you pursue happiness, it will elude you. But if you focus on family, the needs of others, meeting new people, doing the very best you can, then happiness will surely find you. I hope we all can be happy. Keep pedaling.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan, for your speech. I suppose it's fortunate that journey is a reward because, as you say with the HEX debt, I suppose we all have to keep on pedalling. And hopefully along the way you can find a balanced diet to keep you sustained. Thank you very much indeed. To all of you, congratulations and good luck. I would now like to declare this ceremony closed. May I invite all present to join us for refreshments, which will be provided by the University Union and served in the rear of the Great Hall.